Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Ammar, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Walter Collins, co-founder of the Solution Specialists LLC, a dynamic consulting firm that specializes in helping small business owners, solopreneurs, and even startups identify challenges and develop solutions. Their expert, tailor-made services include business consulting, leadership coaching through individual and group trainings. They take a three-tiered approach to problem solving by focusing on you, processes, and your team. With a proven track record of empowering individuals and organizations, Walter and his team are dedicated to equipping you with the skills and insights you need to excel in today's competitive landscape. Walter, welcome to Founders Future.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, man. I'm excited to dive in. I always like to start from the beginning. So take us on a little trip down memory lane to before you started the Solutions Specialists.
Yeah.
What were you doing at the time? And then what was really the motivation behind starting the company?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a sales junkie now since breaking into sales. I used to work for a corporate organization doing medical supply and saw that the sales guys were having all the fun. So they were walking by my desk constantly when I was in customer service. And I just decided that I would be ambitious, and I sent an email to the corporate office asking them, "Hey, if you all would create a sales position, I would be interested in it." Well, a week later, I was in sales at that point, and they gave me an assistant sales role, and that's how I got going.
Boom. And then walk me through how did you go from that to starting the solution specialists?
Yeah, so in calling on all the smaller businesses here in Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm at, started to learn some things, but it was in one meeting in particular where I was having coffee with the guy who is a friend of mine now, but he's asking me about the questions that I do and how I help people. And he's, Walt, you're kind of like you're like a solution specialist. And that thing went off in me, Ammar, and I went ahead and started the company based off of that conversation.
Yeah, that's awesome. I always I want to touch upon the mindset that you had going from being in sales for a very long time and then starting your own company. There's a lot of people that are faced with a decision in life where they
Yeah,
could start their own thing, they could go their own path, blaze their own trail, but they decide not to. I'm
right.
curious for you, what was that tipping point that made you want to do so?
Well, I'm that person too, because even in starting it in LLC on the company in 2019, I didn't really jump 2 feet in and get going. I was very hesitant and reluctant. The burning the bridge thing freaked me out. But in all the sales calls that I was making in corporate America and all the different conversations of talking to this business owner and that business owner and understanding that they all have the same problem and same
Mhm.
problems and just knowing that I can help people. But I can't say that I was the hero that just jumped right in and started it. So I was very apprehensive too.
Yeah, but you still made it happen. You still went for it.
Yeah, and it was a gradual start of going forward, but it's just the constant encouragement of people. And it's nice when you have a good name in the community too, and people continue to encourage me. I'm very thankful for that.
That's awesome. Let's fast forward to give the listeners more context. With the solution specialists, who would you say is your ideal customer? Who do you love to work with? And then from there, we can dive into the different offers and services.
Yeah, when I say small business owners, I'm talking about the solopreneur up to about 10 employees, maybe 20 employees. Those are my ideal. The true small business owner of America
Yeah,
are really my targets because you feel like you're making the most impact that you possibly can with those guys. So I just love it. And most of them, again, they have the same issues. Either they're putting too many hours in the business or they haven't scaled yet and don't have the right processes. So it's a lot of the same conversations.
very cool. So typically small business owners, solopreneurs, consultants as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, correct. So that's the consultant like me, the one that's just getting started, who doesn't even know where to start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Now, when it comes to actually working with these individuals, what does that look like? What are your core offerings and how are they structured?
Yeah, so everything always starts with a free consult or discovery call, depending on who you're talking to. They word it differently, but it always starts there. And I'm big on you don't have to use me. And I'm going to give you the best advice I possibly can on the front end, and you can take it or leave it. I'm just going to be the genuine guy that says, these are the things that I see, and here's how I can help.
Mm,
And that's where it always starts. And I think that's probably why that I have the reputation I have, Amar, more than anything, is when there's 1,000 people in the space, what makes you stand out? And it's simply you and
yeah,
your personality and being genuine. So I'm just very big on just being who I am and being authentic.
yeah, that's powerful. So what, from a client engagement perspective, let's break that down. Let's say one of these solopreneurs or one of these business owners, they come to you and they're like, okay, Walter, and they sign up.
Yeah.
What does that look like from when they sign up to when they end the engagement, typically speaking?
So a typical will look like this because when I'm talking about a three-tiered approach to helping people, that's their leadership, that's their processes, and their team or future team. Because they may not be ready to hire a team. They may not have the resources, they may not have the business yet. So it's evaluating those three tiers. And based off of that, we put together a roadmap. Is this a 90-day plan? Is this a 6-month plan? Is it a
Got it.
12-month plan? And most businesses can't be fixed in 90 days. So you're usually talking about something that's very ongoing. And it's at least a weekly one-to-one a touch base. And I actually just finished recording an online course just yesterday. Just something else I want to offer to business owners and teams to be able to help with that too. Mainly it's a one-to-one setting right now, but I'm growing to the groups and getting there also.
Awesome. How can people get access to that course?
So it's going to be available through my website, and I'm actually going to make it available through social, but I got to figure out how to do that.
Fair enough. So with you mentioned right now it's mainly one-on-ones, but you're
Yeah.
looking to switch into group. Is that something that you're looking to do? I'm curious what underpinned that decision.
It's the I can only be in so many places. It's the same thing that I'm talking to the business owner about. It's you can only work in so many places to where you have to either duplicate you or
Mm,
start to delegate it. And for any business to start scaling, you got to figure something out when it comes to duplication, period. So that's really the core behind that.
yeah, yeah, that's powerful. I love that because I have a lot of coaches, consultants that listen to this, and being having a scalable fulfillment model is so key. So key. Like I think we talked about this earlier, but for the people that are listening that don't know, our company scaled from 0 to 30 million in 26 months. And a big part of that is making sure that you can scale the fulfillment model in a way where really the only variable is just adding more bodies. The process is repeatable, it's systematized, it's consistent. But for us to grow further, obviously we need to hire employees, but the
Right.
model itself is scalable. One-on-one is very difficult to scale at a high level.
It
And
is. And that's why there was something that I learned a few years ago that I now I won't say perfected, but it's about having a playbook, that everybody needs a playbook. And usually that's involving people and processes.
yeah, I
So
love that, which leads to profit.
absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. So walk us through briefly when it comes to acquiring customers and generating leads, what does that process currently look like for you?
So a lot of my clients to date have come through people knowing me and word of mouth. But again, there's limitations in that. I've gotten over myself and now starting to do more social and recording and posting and content. And you hear content constantly, but that doesn't mean you have an actual model that can be sustainable. So that's where I'm looking to be more visible at through Instagram to YouTube. And really, I have a lot of LinkedIn connections too. So
Yeah,
just really looking to the social aspect of things more than anything.
cool. Where can people find you on those platforms? Like, what's
So
your,
yeah, I'm primarily on LinkedIn and Instagram, also through Facebook, but I'm now starting to develop a YouTube channel that I'm going to be posting a lot of short form and long form content, and that'll be daily, multiple times a day. But that's just now getting going. So those
that's,
things are there, but the goal is to be everywhere.
there you go. This will be out in a couple of weeks, so you'll probably have a couple of videos on there, hopefully.
Yeah, and it's funny, Ammar, because I just finished writing a book last month, and even the traction behind that, where people are finding that book on Amazon, and I'm getting asked questions about that, even in networking meetings here. And that's just nice to start developing the name and start getting your name out and branding.
That's awesome, man. That's the power of content because you create it one time and then it keeps working for you over and over again. What is the name of that book? How can people find it? You mentioned Amazon, but quickly mention that for us right now.
Yeah, so the name of the book is called No Longer Silent, Unlocking the Power of Your Voice. Again, by Walter Collins. It's available on Amazon through paperback and also Kindle. No Audible yet, but we'll get there.
If you need somebody to read it, let me know. I
Yeah, you have a good voice. You're pretty smooth.
appreciate that. Lead flow, it was mainly word of mouth. Now we're looking to expand more into organic, put yourself out there more, build
Right.
more of that consistency. When it comes to the sales process, what does that look like? You mentioned everything starts with a free consult or a discovery call. So is it basically discovery call, then longer call, or how does that work?
Yeah, I also have something that I just finished doing. It's called a business health audit or business health quiz is what it'll start with.
Cool.
So the online course is called the business health audit. So what I did is I developed this 5 question quiz that I'm going to just put out there for free and send as a lead magnet, if you will, and put that in social media land and let people get that. That'll actually generate an automatic email to potential clients, giving them the results and potential next steps to book a call with me. So that's something I'm excited about doing too.
Nice. That's awesome. And then people can find that on your website?
They will,
Okay.
and that'll be available this weekend.
Nice. Yeah. By the time this comes out, it'll be available. That's awesome.
Yes, yes. There's been a lot in the past week and a half, Amar, that just really shifting, man. And I'm excited. I've been in front of the camera a lot,
Nice.
as you can imagine, recording a course. But every time I do it, it's like it gives you life because you
Mm,
know you're doing something to make an impact. You're not just
mm,
doing something for money, which is awesome, but to do something to make an impact in somebody's business, ultimately in their life, it really gives you life.
yeah. And when you combine the two, having an impact and making money at the same time, that's double trouble.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to monetize everything that you do, obviously. Thank you is addicting, but you also want to get paid for it too.
So walk us through, you have these new initiatives coming on, you're excited about it, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited for you. What does the future look? Let's say over the next 12 to 18 months, if
Yeah.
you were to time travel and look at yourself, look at your business at that point, paint me that picture.
Man, I tell you, I just did this recently and I can get emotional. I'm so fired up about it because even when I was just telling you about how I got the name, the solution specialist. When he said the name, I didn't see specialist with a T, I saw it with an S on the end. And the vision for the company isn't just for it to just be me, it's for it to be a team of specialists with an S. There's people in their own lanes that are specialists, the accounting specialist, the marketing specialist. And you start putting these people together and being able to really impact small business America with people that want to actually do that. So that's really what the future of the company looks like. It's just this mastermind group of specialists being able to impact businesses, people that have been vetted, not just any
Mm,
old accountant or any old marketing person, but people that have been vetted to be able to be a resource and a help to people.
yeah, 100%. So you can put like the little Avengers squad, so to speak, when it comes to business.
I love that. I love that. I don't know which one I'll be, but
If it was up to me, I'd choose Iron Man personally. That's
Man.
my favorite. No, but I love that, man. So the goal is to get more consultants. The goal is to be able to add more value to these business owners in various different ways. And add to that if I'm missing anything.
Yeah, again, it's just the constant bringing value. When people post content, the goal should be to bring value. A lot of it is free content that gets put out there, but it's as the consultant, how can I bring more value? I can only do so many things, so I can bring on other people that can do what I can do in other spaces. And
Mm,
you put us all in the same room and available to someone, we become really effective at helping people.
I love that. What do you feel like is the biggest challenge you're facing to growing this and scaling this further?
A couple of things. One is not getting lost in the blue ocean of consultants and coaching out there
Mm,
because everybody is a coach, everybody's a consultant, and they all do the same things. They've heard the same things online. And I'm not saying that's bad. It's bad when it becomes watered down and it's not real or authentic. So the danger of not falling into that is one, and just not getting distracted and trying to do too many things at once. I think a lot of business owners, even people that mean, they get lost in this. I want to do this, I want to do that. And it becomes 10 things, but you never got the first one done. And they begin spraying with no focus. So I just want to have the tunnel vision of doing the things that I'm doing in my lane first
mm.
before I start to branch out a bit. And I think by doing that keeps me safe.
I love that. What are your thoughts on how you or other people could stand out more in this sea of coaches, consultants? Because I see it firsthand. There's always new people popping up every day. What do you think is the best way for people to stand out?
Not be fake. And I know that sounds so simple, but
Yeah.
so many people hide behind masks.
Yeah.
And they're one way in front of a camera or in front of one person, they're another way with another group. It's like,
Mm,
man, just be your authentic self and let that be good enough. Because if you're comparing me with the next business coach, the next business consultant, if we do the same service, what makes us different? It's the
mm.
same thing that I talk about in my book. It's my voice is unique. My personality is unique to me. You're not me. You can't convey the message the same way I can. You can't deliver the playbook the same way I can. And I just need to be confident in being who I am. And I'm very confident.
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome, man. You sharing that last little bit of what makes you different, it's you. That reminds me of when I was first starting in my career after university. I was in sales and I was selling some sort of like marketing services at the time. And then it was over the phone and I was talking to my mentor and I'm like, what's the thing that really separates me? They keep telling me they're just gonna go with somebody else. I don't really feel like there's anything different. They're like, Ammar, you're the thing that makes it different. You're the
Yes.
thing that makes us unique. So
Yes.
the way that you show up on the calls, the way that you speak to them, the confidence, the conviction that you bring, the certainty to the table, all of that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. There's this transfer of energy that happens
Yeah.
of when a person is speaking with conviction and confidence. It's not necessarily loud, but it's coming from this deep place of I know who I am, I know the message that I'm conveying, and I can help you.
Yeah.
Man, that just is powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. For me, I can feel it differently in my body when I'm speaking with confidence and certainty. Like it's
Yes.
more from my gut. But if I can tell or if I'm talking about a subject that I know nothing about, like maybe it'll be like up here or up here. I don't know, that's a little weird thing, but it's a very visceral difference in your body. And I'm curious, now that we're on the topic, how do you think people can build more conviction, more certainty, more confidence in the way that they speak, the way they present themselves?
This is huge to me. And I'll speak from my standpoint of I didn't grow up with confidence. I grew up in a very tough environment in Detroit, and people weren't necessarily confident in their lane unless they had a ball in their hand, typically.
Mm,
And when I started reading books and getting around different successful people, I remember the first book that really started impacting me, and it was this book called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. And this
Mm,
guy talked about 13 points. And he said, I wrote a point a week down on an index card, and I would carry the index card in my back pocket. So this week I would work on my smile. And then next week I would work on my handshake.
mm,
And he started listing all these different things that he worked on intentionally to get better at
yeah.
having confidence. And really, what it was is somebody that was just figuring out who they were.
Mm,
And for a person to really start developing confidence, it starts with the identity of who are you and what exactly are you doing and what message are you conveying and do you buy you
yeah.
before somebody else can?
100%. I love that so much. And I think a takeaway that the listeners should take away from what you just said is that it can be something you develop. It's not
Absolutely.
something you're born with and the lightning came down and you're doomed forever. Something that you can develop, you can cultivate and improve over time. I love
And
that.
I would go so far as to say you have to. If you're going to be in a people business, you have to practice. Like
Yeah.
you don't get good at anything with no practice.
Yeah.
You're kidding yourself, especially if you're going to be cold calling or in an environment where you're presenting and being
Good
told
luck.
no.
Yeah.
None of us like to be told no. You're not
100%.
wired for that.
Yeah. I love that. Walter, this has been extremely enjoyable. What is the best way for people to reach out to you to work with you?
Yeah, so the best way you can find me on all platforms through social media. Obviously, Walter Collins, the solution specialist. My website is the solution specialist llc.com. You can email me at walter at the solutionspecialist.com with any questions that come up. I love answering questions, a lot of which I don't even get paid for because people need help. And I'm just going to make sure I'm a resource for people. So those are the best ways to get a hold of me and pick up the book, No Longer Silent, on Amazon. It's available now.
Boom. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. So that wraps up another insightful episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to go to the solution specialists with an s.com. And if you are a business owner and you're looking to scale your business and really enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to discover how we can support your growth journey. Until then, keep on climbing.